Tesla Model 2 new features coming soon. Tesla held an all-hands meeting where everyone at the company was invited, and Elon Musk took the time to address several important and interesting topics. Elon talked about the FSD beta. He reiterated that version 10 will be released this coming Friday and that it is quite profound. He also said that the button will be released 2 weeks later in version 10.1. We have all heard 2 weeks used numerous times before. Elon is either putting some pressure on the team to get the public beta released, or Tesla is getting very close and he feels confident they'll be able to meet that timeline. 2 weeks or not, it seems like we're getting closer to a public release of the FSD beta. Model 2. Elon went on to talk about Tesla's upcoming $25,000 car. He said that Tesla is considering not having a steering wheel or pedals in the car and may just roll the dice on FSD. A $25,000 Model 2 could well outsell all other forthcoming Tesla models combined, due not only to that price tag but also the appetite of its target markets, especially China, leading some industry observers to argue it should be a higher priority for the automaker than the controversially styled Cybertruck or the expensive, rocket-assisted Roadster. The car would be produced in China for the domestic market and also exported globally. Pickup trucks, electric or not, are not as big a segment in China or Europe as they are in the US, even though China produces a lot of them for export. And the Roadster is expected to cost well above $100,000, limiting its volume potential. A hatchback priced under $25,000 could dwarf even Model 3 sales on multiple continents, though thinner profit margins than the Cybertruck or Roadster work against it. Another issue is the fact that the rest of Tesla's lineup is now a bit dated by traditional automaker product cycle timelines. The Model S is a decade old and is only just receiving a facelift and interior update. The Model 2 is an interesting scenario for Tesla's efforts in China. ROBBY DEGRAFF, industry analyst at Auto Pacific, told Auto Week. Right now, China is a spicy hot pot for electric vehicles and a market in which smaller vehicles, ICE or EV, are more welcomed with eager arms. Look at the WULING'S GUANG Mini EV. It's not high-tech or lustful by any means, but adorable and bonkers cheap, costing between $4,000 to $5,000 US. It's selling like mad, too. Almost double that of Tesla's much bigger Model 3's 13,843 units in January. This is where Tesla sees a chance to jump in with a micro-sized EV of its own. Unclear is if Tesla would use the Model 3 platform as a starting point for such a hatchback, or something smaller and far differentiated. The quickest and easiest way out could perhaps be a hatchback body style that uses much of the Model 3 tooling and platform, but with a smaller 244-mile battery that the company has largely avoided offering. The Model 2 would also need to include advanced autonomous tech on board, making the $25,000 target tough for a Model 3-based hatch to hit. Nonetheless, our whimsical rendering at the top envisions it as a Model 3-based hatchback, along with a few traditional cost-cutting measures such as steel wheels and unpainted bumpers. It's unlikely that Tesla, being sensitive to design, would brave unpainted bumpers and steelies. Hatchback based heavily on Model 3 architecture might have made sense in 2017 when Model 3 production was just starting out, but would be terribly dated by a 2023 production target. Still, a hatchback body is likely given the tastes of the European and Chinese markets, but just how much versatility buyers will demand from it remains to be determined. Tesla's official sketch above pictured it as more of a coupe, which certainly looks attractive from a design standpoint, but may not exactly maximize interior space in markets where it's likely to be the only car in a household. This is also why the Nissan Leaf and Chevy Bolt are shaped as large hatchbacks or small station wagons. As much as Tesla has been promoting the Cybertruck and the Roadster, its real volume seller in the first half of this decade could be its sub-Model 3 offering for China, whether it gets the Model 2 name or not. It remains to be seen whether Tesla can stick to its schedule to introduce the vehicle ahead of rivals in China and elsewhere. If Tesla could achieve Level 5 autonomy by the time they release the Model 2, there are likely big changes coming to that vehicle interior. Changes that go far beyond removing a steering wheel and pedals. As soon as a car can drive itself safer than a human is capable of, the entire interior of the vehicle is going to change. The criteria of what people want in a car is going to be completely different. Instead of looking for a vehicle with great acceleration, we'll be looking for vehicles with large, cinema-like screens for entertainment, a fold-out desk and reclinable seats, maybe even a seat that folds down into a bed. There will also be no reason to look out the front of the vehicle. Instead, we'll likely want to face the other passengers, much like a train. For these reasons, I don't think Tesla's $25,000 car will exclude a steering wheel and pedals. At least not just a steering wheel and pedals. If it did, then it may be completely outdated by the time it's released. When Tesla releases a new vehicle that is only capable of autonomous driving, it'll be a completely different type of car. Speaking of the Model 2, Elon was clear that they will not call the car the Model 2. There are some interesting theories of what the car may be called. It could be called the Model C for compact. Another theory is that they may name it the Model A for autonomous. It will also help Tesla spell out the S3XY car's acronym. Everyone so far believed the ATV that Tesla unveiled during the Cybertruck reveal would be the A vehicle. But having Tesla's $25,000 car called the Model S seems to make a lot of sense. Superchargers. Moving on to the next topic Elon mentioned during the all-hands meeting. Elon said that Tesla will be opening up their superchargers very soon, starting as soon as next month in Europe, where CCS adapters are already standard in all new EVs. Tesla will use the Tesla app to allow other vehicles to charge at Tesla chargers. Cybertruck. According to details about the meeting, the Cybertruck has been moved further back than initially thought. Tesla updated its release to 2022 several weeks ago, but the media took this to mean early 2022. It appears to actually be slated to start production in late 2022 with volume production beginning in 2023. So we're still a little more than a year out from seeing the first Cybertrucks on the road. Mars. Growth in robo-van. Some other tidbits from the meeting are that Elon expects Tesla to grow by 10x. However, no time frame was mentioned. I imagine we're not looking more than 5 to 10 years out. But without a timeline, it's hard to take any real meaning from this statement. Elon also mentioned that he would maybe go to Mars, maybe in 10 years. Again, not surprising. It's obviously a passion of his and he would like to experience it in person. Another topic that was talked about that we don't have a lot of information on, but I believe is really interesting, is a robo-van. Apparently the idea is for it to be used for individuals with disabilities, but I could see a huge use case for this type of vehicle, especially when FSD is achieved. As I talked about earlier, once we have FSD, we'll want very different things in a vehicle. If a van could be like a mini RV, that could fill a lot of needs. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.